Voting has ended for the second and final phase of the assembly elections in the western Indian state of Gujarat. The results for the 182-member Gujarat Assembly will be declared on the 18th of December. At 8 p.m. tonight, tune into WION for the most comprehensive poll of polls and find out who exactly will win the prestige battle in Gujarat. It was nothing short of a high-voltage campaign in the state, largely centered around Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Congress's President-elect Rahul Gandhi. Prime Minister Modi cast his vote in the Ranip area of Ahmedabad. It's a matter of prestige for the Bharatiya Janata Party since Gujarat has been, or rather is, Prime Minister Modi's home state. He also happened to be the Chief Minister of the state for 12 long years. The BJP has been ruling in Gujarat for 22 years now. Now, the Patidar convener Hardik Patel cast his vote in the Viramgam constituency of Ahmedabad. The Patidar community leader seeks to dislodge the BJP's reign in Gujarat.
भाजपा आ रहे वो हमारे लिए बड़ा मुद्दा है।
आपको क्या लगता है कितना असर देखते हैं आप दूसरे फेज में भी 93 सीटें हैं विधानसभा
होगा मुझे भरोसा है लोग जो भी फैसला करेंगे काफी अच्छा करेंगे।
The BJP President Amit Shah also cast his vote in the same constituency. He played a pivotal role in campaigning for the elections.
आज पूरे देश और दुनिया में गुजरात के विकास का मॉडल बखाना जाता है, उसकी प्रशंसा होती है। मैं मानता हूं कि यही क्रम को बरकरार रखने के लिए गुजरात की जनता ने बड़ी भारी संख्या में मतदान करना चाहिए और जो विकास के विरोध का माहौल बना रहे हैं उनको विफल करने के लिए भारी संख्या में मतदान करना चाहिए।
India's Finance Minister Arun Jaitley cast his vote in Ahmedabad's Vejalpur constituency. He is currently a Rajya Sabha member from Gujarat.
गुजरात ने पिछले कई वर्षों से अपनी विकास यात्रा में अच्छी प्रगति की है और मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि गुजरात की जनता बहुत अधिक मात्रा में बाहर आए। मैं उनसे अपील भी करता हूं वोट डालने के लिए, इस विकास यात्रा को कायम रखेंगे।
And joining me live this evening on the broadcast is WION's political editor Kartikeya Sharma. He's in the studio with me. Also here with us is Pragya Jha, our correspondent, who's joining in from Ahmedabad. Let me go across to Pragya first for a quick update. Pragya, how exactly did things turn out in Ahmedabad today? Was there a lot of excitement, and what exactly was the mood like on the ground?
On the ground here, it's not been less than a festival throughout this day. Of course, the high point being the Prime Minister coming himself here in Ranip area, Sabarmati Assembly constituency of Gujarat Assemblies and of Ahmedabad, and he came here. So that was the high point really of the polling day today, because there are people who came in huge numbers to witness the Prime Minister coming and casting his vote here, in the Sabarmati Assembly constituency. Apart from there, we've seen that the results so far in terms of voter turnout have shown that the Patidar community in Ahmedabad city has also turned out in good numbers to cast their votes. Now, what this translates really into for the Congress would be a wait and watch scene, and this would be more clear for us, on the 18th, that is on the final results day when the counting comes to a close. But for now, the moods and the kind of revelry that I've witnessed, it says that the people are very enthusiastic.
Yes.
So far the people have been saying that the ruling party will be faring well, and the chants of Modi have not been ending, have not come to an end. However, also the Congress, the resurgent Congress in fact, and the president-elect of the party, Rahul Gandhi, has tried his level best to galvanize also, the state here, the party members here and the masses here towards Congress.
Sure.
Other than that, if you ask an ordinary Gujarati, if you ask them whether they want Vikas ya Navsarjan, because Navsarjan was propagated here by the Congress and Vikas is what the BJP is riding upon. So if you ask them ki Vikas chahiye ya Navsarjan, they do opt for Vikas, and we'll have to wait and watch how the results unfold.
Absolutely. Pragya, thanks very much for that update from the ground itself. Let me go across to WION's political editor, Kartikeya Sharma. He's in the studio with me. Kartikeya, dynasty versus development, that was the charge of the Chief Minister, of the Prime Minister, saying that, you know, the Congress is depicted by dynasty, that it is sort of, let's say, symbolized by dynasty itself. But the Congress party this time around, a galvanized Congress party, has really gone after the development module as well as far as Gujarat goes. Do you think it really boils down to the key players of this election, or does it still boil down to key issues like GST and demonetization?
See, ultimately, this is all going to boil down to two very simple things. Whether BJP's surge or the Congress surge is able to match the BJP's primary membership in Gujarat. One. Secondly, it will also boil down to the fact hard Hindutva and the battle between the soft Hindutva of the Congress in Gujarat, blended with economy, other blended with nationalism, what has worked. And lastly and foremost, GST and other economic issues did create a lot of buzz. But was that buzz enough to create enough mobilization for Congress at the booth levels where it's weak? Yes, Rahul Gandhi has given intensely personal fight, but in a war or an election, you know, winner takes it all. So the only saving grace for the Congress party in this case would be that if it's a close shave. If it is not a close shave, it's 110-70, 105-75, then I don't think, you know, people will say it's a close shave, because anyhow Congress was 61 seats last time around.
Right.
But yes, the real reason for the Congress to fight like this was to give this message. It can at least fight an election.
Sure.
If you remember other elections, Congress was nowhere. And all the credit was taken by Captain Amrinder Singh in Punjab. So this is also about Rahul Gandhi's nirvana in politics.
Fair enough. And to go back to the campaigning phase of, you know, both the first and second phase of elections, Kartikeya, we've seen like let's say an up and down in terms of policy issues. We've seen the attacks become more personal. We've seen both of that on either side. From the Congress itself, Manishankar Iyer's statement, of course, causing a great degree of concern to the Congress party. But do you feel that these issues, development, Vikas, which has come up again and again, has been subsumed, let's say, to some degree by the sort of personalized campaigning that happened thereafter?
See, the personalized campaigning is something I would say very, very akin to what Prime Minister Modi has been doing.
Sure.
And has been doing it from 2000 to 2007 onwards, when, you know, he used that Maut Ka Saudagar statement, turned it around. So he understands that power of emotion. But my understanding is, see, there was there was a big difference between Congress vote and the BJP vote in 2014. Because 2012, I will not take it as a base mark. 60% of Gujarat voted for Modi. But even in that 60%, at that point of time, 38% still voted for Congress.
Yes.
Now, is Congress going to close the gap? We are watching a Congress surge. Yes, there is a Congress surge. But is it good enough to close the gap? BJP is going to fall. But are they going to meet? Or is that 4% difference going to remain? Or that 60 is going to come down to maybe 45, and the Congress from 38 might go to 43. So, you know, it will boil down to the Congress has gone up, but has it gone up enough to cross that Rubicon? I think that's where the election is. BJP is falling, there's no doubt about it. But has Congress risen enough to cross that line?
Right, it's still down to very the basic margin, so to speak.
Yes.
But Kartikeya, what about numbers? We've seen a good voter turnout today. Is that going to be of some degree of assuaging for the BJP's concerns, considering that a lot of people did come out to vote today?
That's a good question. You see, generally people earlier used to think good numbers mean anti-incumbency. Sometimes good numbers mean yes, anti-incumbency, which took place in Uttar Pradesh. But sometimes good number also means pro-incumbency. You know, the party, comes back to power. Look at what happened in 2012 election. There was a higher polling percentage and BJP again came back to power. One has to see in Gujarat, did BJP or did the polling see high percentage of voting in urban areas, which means advantage BJP. If you have high percentage of voting in rural areas, it's advantage Congress. So you have to correlate. So in a particular cultural part of Gujarat, you have low urban polling, high rural voting, which means advantage Congress. So you have to correlate. We'll have to go city by city, block by block to understand which part has voted for whom and whether the higher percentage of polls is supporting. But in Gujarat, if the percentage of the vote is getting higher, it supports Bharatiya Janata Party because they've got a lot of primary members. In the sense that such is the scale and magnitude of the party that they have worked out a logistics, Aisha, that one person is in charge of 40 people and he gets 40 people to the booth and he's known as Panna Pramukh.
Okay.
You know, it's a page with 40 people on it and he ensures and ticks every name. Okay, so I've done my job, I've got 40 people to vote. So they call it Panna Pramukh. So that's the level of organization they have created. Congress doesn't have that. So Congress will need a surge to defeat BJP.
Absolutely.
BJP needs all its members to vote for themselves and they will.
To that split scenario though that you were talking about, where it could be a very fine line dividing the two parties, it could mean a victory for the BJP. But do you think that a split scenario is also going to indicate a large picture when we're looking at both the BJP and Congress? Great concern for the BJP and great, let's say, joy and elation for the Congress.
Yes, because see, the whole, you know, it has become a very personal battle. If BJP loses this election, it will be a personal letdown by Amit Shah and Prime Minister.
Even if it's not a loss, even if it is a victory by a very small margin, is that going to be a cause for concern as well?
If it's a victory by a very small margin by BJP, then it will be BJP wouldn't say it's concerned, but it will be a cause of rejoice for the Congress party.
Sure.
Congress party will prove that it's in the fighting spirit. They missed it by a whisker. It's like that spear in the 300 film, you know. You came so close to the emperor, but you know, couldn't kill the emperor. So it's like that. It's a metaphor I'm trying to use. It's in the sense that Gujarat is all about Prime Minister Modi. And if you can come so close to hitting him where, you know, which he considers to be his home turf, then Rahul Gandhi has arrived. But for that, I would say the risk of this election are so high. Mr. Gandhi is going to take over the party on Saturday, and if he loses Gujarat, then he'll have to take the blame. There is no one to buffer him. There is no one to buffer him this time around. Every decision in Gujarat was taken by him. So he will have to take the fall, and please understand that what happens in Gujarat will determine a lot of things. Rahul succeeds, every regional party starts
But isn't that true for the BJP as well?
There are two things. BJP still have 1.5 years for course correction. BJP will lose some elections. BJP is not on a strong wicket in Karnataka. BJP is not on a strong wicket in Rajasthan. These are the states which BJP is on verge of losing and not winning. Gujarat is not that state, one. And secondly, if Gujarat goes, then you have younger regional leaders coming towards Rahul Gandhi. Stalin, Omar Abdullah, Tejaswi. You know, I can go on and on. You know,
So you're saying that this is a larger litmus test, a bigger litmus test for Rahul Gandhi vis-a-vis. Yes. But let me ask you one follow-up question to that, Kartikeya. The Congress in many ways is being seen as a beleaguered party. You know, it's lost its grand old stature on account of the last 10 years, let's say, or at least the last 3 to 4. If we are to look at the Congress in that scenario, and if they do suffer a loss once again in Gujarat, won't it be seen as a continuation of the party's fortunes? Don't they have, let's say, a longer leash on changing things around within the party than the BJP does?
I would say if Rahul is unable to win this election, the issue of dynasty will come in. If Rahul is not able to win this election, then the party will continue to break from fringes in the sense that, you know, you'll have more defection. Congress has a organization which all the regional parties in India, they did not come from Bharatiya Janata Party or Jan Sangh. They actually came from the Congress party. The problem with the Congress party, my understanding is that coalition politics did good for the Congress for 10 years. Touchability, which allowed them to have everything on the plate, became the biggest bane. And untouchability for the BJP became its biggest strength. You know, it propelled them, it forced them to acquire number on their own. As Pranab Mukherjee very rightly said in his autobiography, Congress started thinking in 2009 that 180 is 280. 180 is never 280 in politics. You get 180, you have to compromise on Raja. You get 180, you have to compromise on many other issues.
Sure.
That's the problem. What is Setu Samudram project? Setu Samudram project and Rama Setu were not because Congress was against Rama Setu, or Congress felt that there is no Ram and there is no Ramayan. People wanted to preserve Ram Setu. There was a second affidavit by Ambika Soni which went to court. She was Minister of Culture. But the Dravidian politics in Tamil Nadu, the populist position taken by DMK forced them, because ultimately everyone wants to be in power. BJP is not different from Congress. So that is why. So 180 does never become 280. And I think that's the price which Congress is paying. And Rahul Gandhi, as when people say he has inherited a dynasty, he has inherited the problems also. Sure. He has not inherited all the benefits. He has inherited all the problems also.
All right. So we'll have to keep a track and find out exactly how things pan out for both sides. But Karthikeya, we'll have to leave it at that. Thanks very much for joining us this evening.